Hi Aries, welcome to Barefoot Mama Intuitive Reading. This is your reading for the end of June, beginning of July. So whatever comes out, whatever's here for you is here for you. I hope you find some helpful messages. If you want to enter, oh my gosh, to win a free reading on 7/7, you can put free reading in the comments of this video or any video or post until then. You can also donate on my Cash App, join my Patreon, my YouTube membership, or purchase a personal reading with me on Etsy. But the best and freest way to support my channel is to just subscribe and like the video to catch the algorithm, help my channel grow. Thank you. Let's go. All right, Aries, what do we have going on for you? I'm being drawn to light some Palo Santo wood. Palo Santo, I'm also being driven to tell you this message. The first time I used Palo Santo wood, I was going through a Kundalini awakening, and it was intense. I remember being like, what is happening? What is going on right now? And I'd never heard the term Kundalini awakening, but I was surrounded by a lot of people who I was blessed to be surrounded by people who like kind of understood what was happening and people who could guide me through it. So you might be looking for a guide, you might be a guide, and you might be having some sort of awakening right now. Let's see what's going on with you. Spirit, please protect this message. Send any negative energies back to sender. Transmuted tenfold for the greatest good of all and harm to none. Archangel Michael, please bring clear, concise messages through in this reading for my Aries collective. And Mother Mary, please bring compassion to these messages. Ooh. I also like to call on Kali, please, to cut any negative energetic cords to energies or entities that are no longer serving our highest good. Send them on to the next greatest, highest plane of existence to finish out their karma and burn the karmic sticks associated therewith. Amen, amen, so let it be. Just saw the Hierophant reversed on the bottom. So you're doing something non-traditionally. Kundalini awakenings are still somewhat, I don't know, non-traditional in Western culture. A lot of the times if you're going through a Kundalini awakening and it's like out of context, if you don't have context for it, it can look or feel like you're really sick or like physically or mentally, just like you're going through something. You have the moon here, something subconscious coming to the surface. The interplay of the duality of human nature between your wild, untamed, savage side and your civil, contained, personable side. Okay, Pisces energy. It's at the heart of your reading, death. Ooh, yeah, you're going through it. Big major transformation. You could have Scorpio in your chart or be dealing with a Scorpio, or you could just be going through an ego death, like a major ego death. Stepping into a new expression of yourself in this life, letting go of the old. Especially with the moon in the background, something may have been revealed to you, or something is coming up to be revealed from the depths of your subconscious, which has been coming up for a lot of signs in between these two full Capricorn moons, and right around the summer solstice that started. So just the illumination from the brightness of the sun, like on the fullest day of the year and heading into summer. I feel like a lot is coming up from like the dark spaces being illuminated after we've moved out of the winter and the spring. Okay, what is the future energy? Six of Cups. More inner child work. I feel like so many people are getting like inner child healing, and that's beautiful. It's really good. I feel like maybe, especially Aries, right? You charge forward, you go forth. You came, you saw, you conquered kind of energy, and you conquered, and now it's time to like whoop, move on. I get this sense that you're like, now what? And you've been just driven from that third chakra willpower, like healthy ego. I'm not getting a bad sense of ego here. It's healthy, like you're confident, you love yourself, you know where you stand. And then I'm almost getting two of wands, like you've got the world in your hands and you're like, now what? Now it's time to enjoy. Now it's time to remember what it feels like to let loose a little, to unwind, to let your inner child play. I get major resistance coming out to that. Eight of Wands reversed. You would rather halt in your tracks entirely than have to move through this right now. Definitely Scorpio energy. King of Cups reversed is somebody who is lacking compassion, possibly a narcissist. I don't know if this is you or somebody else in your energy. I'm not saying you're a narcissist. If it's you, it's like you have been lacking compassion for yourself. Um, Especially if you're motivated from like that get shit done attitude. It can mean burnout in the context of this reading. But if this is somebody you're dealing with, the death energy with the King of Cups reverse is you putting an end to a connection with a heavy emotional um water sign, Pisces or Scorpio, maybe a Cancer, but you have Pisces and Scorpio heavy here. um who may have appeared very like sensitive or emotionally available at first and then wound up being like more self-absorbed than anything. This King of Cups reversed is self-absorption. You could even be going to a space into a space of self-absorption that's very necessary in order to allow this subconscious material to arise. Healing the inner child wound is, it's vulnerable, right? And Aries, you're so like, you know, your card is the Emperor and he is armored like Kappa Pei. That's his whole deal. He's got all of his armor on and he's ready to go and he is in command. And I just get this sense that you're like, you're ready, you're willing, and there's also this part of you that is so resistant. Like, I would rather pull my own teeth with a pair of pliers and no anesthetic. Anesthetic. You're like, this sucks. Yeah, Three of Swords. As I'm saying that, you're like, this is awful. So you could have a memory coming up from the past, and I'm being encouraged to remind you that it's a memory, right? But it's also like terrifying because where we put our minds create our experience of reality um, from previous experiences. So, and from what we know, what we've are conditioned to expect based on our experiences. So, what you're doing here is you're getting into the root of an experience that is conditioning your reality in a way that's making it less than enjoyable. So you are pulling, like you're pulling the root out of the wart, right? You're getting rid of the source of the problem by reparenting yourself. You can do an exercise called emotional body healing. Teal Swan, like something like 7 or 8 years ago, I came across a video of hers that was emotional body healing. I'm not always aligned with her messages, but I feel like she has some really good tools and she's been through some really intense um things. So, in terms of being able to revisit your inner child, one way to do so is to just sit with an emotion, sit with the emotion. You don't have to know what it is, you don't have to identify it. Just when you feel it, it comes up, right? In this moon energy, you feel stuck. And then close your eyes, sit in a place of restful relaxation, meditation, and ask yourself, when did I feel this last? And go back to that. And then when did I feel it last before that? And go back to that. And keep doing that until you get as far back as you can go. And don't overthink it, right? Like, when did I feel that last? Boom. When did I feel that last? Boom. And just allow your mind to take you back to that experience. So you're bringing that into the present in order to heal. And then when you get to that place where you realize, or you've reached the end, like this is where I first felt that, imagine yourself as you are currently an adult showing up for the child that was in need. A good story that I'm reminded of is a one that was shared on maybe TikTok or some sort of social media. I was reading about a guy who lost his wallet when he was a kid. He saved up, and they went on this trip, and he lost his wallet. And his dad was like, "Oh, I'll buy you another wallet." And the boy was so attached to his original wallet, right? And just so proud of himself for saving his savings to go on their trip, that losing it was like devastating for him. He was like 6 or something. He was really young, and he had like $50 in there. So I mean, you know, this 30-year-old guy telling a story about having his savings when he's 6 years old, and $50 was like a big deal. And so his dad bought him a new wallet, but it just wasn't the same. And as an adult, he's realizing that inner child wound wasn't ever healed. So he like goes and buys that inner child self a new wallet, and then puts $50 in it. And he's like showing up for that inner child self through this simple act. And he said ever since then he like hasn't had that feeling come back. It's been joy instead. So this is straight up like beautiful inner child healing. And this Three of Swords could be something as simple as like losing your beanie baby when you were, 10, um which was devastating, right? Like I remember stuff like that. Just when we're kids, we're so much more innocent and susceptible to injury, and life hardens us. And I feel like life has just hardened you, and now you're revisiting those original tender places in your heart and taking the swords out so that you can soften again. And it's really beautiful. It's scary, but it's beautiful. The Five of Swords reversed, the Ten of Swords reversed. Wow, Judgment reversed. Oh my gosh. Okay. I just did Pisces reading, and I've got to say, like, it was short, sweet, clear, to the point, and I feel like yours is as well. Five of Swords reversed, Eight of Wands reversed. Beware of internalizing any judgments around this process. I don't think you mean to, but I think it might be a sort of a gut reaction to just want to shove these feelings back down. Spirit is saying sitting and surrendering to these feelings, even just for, we literally just did an inner child revisitation in 3 minutes, if that. So if you just sit with yourself for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, just spend some time with it. It's gonna, even just a little bit every day, is gonna soften, 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 soften this wound. The Ten of Swords reversed is closing yourself off to blessings by rejecting the wounds. So, one thing about the Ten of Swords is that he takes the ego death, right? You've got death up here, and the King of Cups reversed, Ten of Swords reversed means you're resistant to feeling the pains of these betrayals. It's actually blocking your blessings at this point, and I think you recognize that again, which is why I was saying earlier that you're like, I'd rather pull my teeth out, but I'm gonna do this. And you are being brave about it. Judgment reversed here talks about not being able to move into your new life with this heartbreak. And it also talks about resurrecting the dead, right? So this is what we're doing with our inner child healing. We're resurrecting the dead. Essentially, we're revisiting the past. The past is dead. All that exists is the present moment, the now, the now, the now, the now, the now. Our memories of what have passed are reflections on what's dead. I mean, your cells are replaced entirely in your body every 7 years. You're not even made of the same matter that you used to be. That person's gone, but the ghost still remains. So you're spending time with your ghosts, with the skeletons in your closet, and you're familiarizing yourself again with them. And something about revisiting these tender spaces, it literally resurrects the dead. There's a that little inner child in you that has been just gone or buried or in the coffin for so long is like re-enlivening your heart. I'm seeing that scene in, what is it, Weird Planet? I think that's it. Yeah, Weird Planet. It's like a Disney movie. I'm gonna just ruin it for you if you haven't seen it, because it's been on for a while. But they go to the heart of Pando, which is their Earth, to save Pando. And then they realize that Pando is this big living creature, and they have to get the heart pumping again. So you're getting your heart pumping again. All right, Aries. I think that is the last thing I have for you. Let me pull a universal truths card. Humility. Yeah, okay. So you're being humbled to your own power, I think. Your own you've just gone forward. Like I said, charge forward, typical Aries fashion. And you're being humbled into your inner child work, and it's for the most beautiful um resurrection. And I'm really proud of you for doing this work because not everybody does, right? All right, humility is one with a divine heart. This is the opposite of arrogance. Five of Swords reversed, which is controlled by the ego. To be humble is to be heartfelt, a gentle whispering amongst the harsh noise of this world. Whether a president or a street person, we are but one small instrument in the universe. Humility holds within it the essence of grace and dignity. Masters knew that humility was the basic principle for enlightenment, a power birthed from the sacred. This foundation of spiritual greatness is a mixture of mercy, mindfulness, and might. One who embraces humility is rarely humiliated. Our humbleness becomes one with our nobleness, and we experience life from a higher state of being. Remember, humility comes from hosting what we have internally, not boasting what we have externally. Hosting what we have internally. That's your heart, your little tender space. All right, Aries, I hope this was helpful. If it was, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you all next time.